Good morning, class. So today we begin our class with the Eastern Highlands. Up till now, in the previous class we were learning about the continent of South America, its location, its extent, and the major physical features: the Western Cordilleras, the Western Coastal Strip, the coastal Central Plains, and the Eastern Highlands. Now, in the previous class we learned about the Western Cordilleras. Now, in this class we are going to learn about the Eastern Highlands. Please underline whatever you see is underlined over there. In the eastern part of South America, a highland made up of hard and old crystalline rocks is present. Okay, an island is present. A highland is present, sorry. What is crystalline? Lava rocks which composed with glassy matter are known as crystalline rocks. Now, prolonged erosion, prolonged is continuous erosion over millions of years, has left this highland with only 3,000 meters of average height. Because of external erosions, the water, the wind, what do? They erode, they have the ferocity or the power to erode even the toughest of rocks. So this is what has happened to the highlands. Earlier they were pointed peaks, but over millions of years they have eroded and their tops have become gentle. Pico da Bandeira. Pico da Bandeira is the highest peak with a height of 2,890 meters. The Eastern Highland is divided into two parts: the Guiana Highlands in the north and the Brazilian Highlands in the east. The Guiana Highland is higher than the Brazilian Highland and is covered with dense Amazonian rainforest. Now, the eastern edge of the highland is steeper and forms a cliff. What is a cliff? A very steep rock wall which rises straight out from the sea on the Atlantic coast of Brazil. The western part, however, is gentler and gradually merges into the central plain of the continent. So there the slope is gradual, whereas to the eastern side the highland is very steep with cliffs marking it. The southern part of the highland forms a plateau of Patagonia, which eventually turned into dry and cold desert. You see the Patagonia marked clearly over there. So what is it? It is a cold desert, dry and cold desert. The eastern highlands are rich with important minerals. Now coming to the central lowlands. Here they have given a picture of the Angel Falls in Venezuela of the Guiana Highlands with a height of 979 meters. It is a prominent feature of the river Orinoco. Now coming to the central lowlands. The central lowlands cover about 60% of South America. It lies between the Andes in the west and the eastern highlands in the north and east. So let us see whether the central lowlands, which is the Orinoco Basin, the Amazon Basin, are marked over there or not. River Amazon, Guiana Highlands is marked clearly over there. The Andes Mountains you see here, the Guiana Highlands, okay. Llanos, River Amazon is clearly marked. This is the Amazonian rainforest. You have the Brazilian Highlands over here, River Parana and River Paraguay. Then you have the Grand Chaco. You have the Atacama Desert. This is in brown. And here you have the Rio de la Plata. You have the Pampas. Then the Patagonia Desert. Now, River Orinoco. Okay, central lowlands cover about 60% of South America. It lies between the Andes in the west and the eastern highlands in the north and east. Okay, so all this area is the central lowlands. The Orinoco Basin originates in the Guiana Highlands and flows into the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, it originates in the Guiana Highlands and flows into the Atlantic Ocean over here. Now, its 2,400 kilometers long flow, it forms the vast plain in the northern part of South America. The Orinoco Basin is called as the Llanos, means vast plains. It is covered with long tropical grasses and rainforest. Now coming to Amazon Basin, the lungs of the world. The Amazon Basin is the largest river basin in the world, and its source is Lago Villafaro of the Andes Mountains in Peru. Okay, so it is from here that the river Amazon flows, and it is a huge river system with all its distributaries forms a vast inundated land in the northeastern coast of Brazil called Maranhão Vazia. Now, when we talk about inundated, it means a submerged, marshy and swampy land, and flows into the Atlantic Ocean. So it is originating somewhere here in the Andes Mountains. They are always covered with snow, and when the snow melts, it gives rise to these tributaries which form the Amazonian Basin, and they drain into the Atlantic Ocean. Now, it is fed by more than 1,000 tributaries and drains an area of about 7 million square meter. 1,000 tributaries is a huge number. Therefore, it is so rich and fertile, and also a marshy and swampy area. Not fertile in the sense because the soil quality is very thin. We'll read about it later on. Most of the Amazon basin is covered by dense rainforests known as the selvas. Amazonian rainforest is the largest and the densest rainforest of the world. I hope you are underlining whatever you see underlined over here. Now, the La Plata Basin. The La Plata Basin is located in the southwest part of the Brazilian Highlands. I've already showed it to you, and is drained by three rivers, namely the Parana, Paraguay and the Uruguay. The combined drainage basin is about 4 million square kilometer and is the most fertile land of the continent. La Plata Basin compared to Amazonian Basin is very fertile. The three rivers join together and drain into the Atlantic Ocean. These three rivers also, they drain into the Atlantic Ocean. You can see clearly over there, River Paraguay, River Parana, and though they have not marked the River Uruguay over here, but you can see both the rivers, Paraguay and Parana, clearly draining into the Atlantic Ocean, passing through the Rio de la Plata. Now, into the Atlantic Ocean through a common mouth called the Rio de la Plata that develops into a rich estuary. What is an estuary? A long, narrow and deep cut of the river channel. In Argentina, the central lowland is covered with the temperate grassland known as pampas. Towards the western margin, the lowlands merges into a marshy swamp called as Gran Chaco. Now, when we talk about the temperate grasslands, the pampas, children, they are very good for cattle rearing. So here in this area, you will find a lot of ranches which are good for the long grass is good for wheat cultivation is also taken up over there, and it is good for the highlands where there cannot be any cultivation. Wheat cultivation is used for cattle ranching. Now, Gran Chaco I wanted to show you, so I'll show you Gran Chaco also over here, children. Here you see the Gran Chaco. Now, coming to the western coastal strip. This is a very narrow strip of plains lying between the Andes and the Pacific Ocean in the western part of the continent. The coastal strip extends all along the entire length of the continent with varying widths. Its width is widest in Peru, which is about 80 km, while at some places it narrows down to just 10 to 15 km. In the south, it gets indented and is fringed by a chain of islands. The driest tropical desert, Atacama, lies in this region across the Tropic of Capricorn in North Chile. It is not Chile, it is Chile. Now, children, indented means irregular or broken. So we are looking at the western coastal strip over here. See, it is clearly, it is the western coastal strip over here. Now, with this, we come to the end of the central lowlands. case study, we will take it up in the next class. Please revise what I have taught you today. In case you have not understood something, you can ask me during the online classes. Thank you.